Boy.
Nigga. Fucked up my little intro. That's all good. All right.
I'll count you back in.
All right, we good. I'm gonna just do it. Hi, I'm Dr. Tuepenz.
And I'm Gap Lord.
And we are
the Juice Crew Villans. All right, I'm ready.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Good day, everyone. It's me, your friend extraordinaire, Gap Lord. Today we come to you with an interesting topic that we would love to discuss with everyone. And today's topic for September 18th, 2022. But today we would like to talk about, will Dr. Umar ever start his school? Let me repeat that for the people in the back of the room. Will Dr. Umar ever start his school? Dr. Tuepenz. Let's speak on Dr. Umar. Y'all both doctors.
Right. He a real PhD. I got my PhD in the streets.
So do you think Dr. Umar will ever start his school?
No. Hell no.
Really?
Yeah. And I also, we talked about this earlier, but, when I first saw the idea for Dr. Umar's school, I thought it was one of the most brilliant ideas I've ever seen in my life, by far. The curriculum that he wants to provide for the students at this school is top notch. It almost rivals a Harvard, Stanford, Yale, Xavier type, field. And the first thing that when I heard about that astronaut program he was talking about, I said, damn, how much is them teachers about to get paid? And where you going to find them at? So it was a brilliant idea. But I forget the amount of money he was asking for. But I felt like if it wasn't more than, I say $2.5 million, it's far-fetched because you got to have the overhead to provide the resources for the people to teach the curriculum. And he had a lot of advanced, stuff. So you're going to have a pretty good teacher that can break down that complex curriculum to a child level so they can understand it.
A former astronaut.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, you would have to have somebody from NASA. So
you're basically saying that with that with the curriculum, you would have to have that much money.
Yeah,
but not that much money just to start his school.
Not to start it. He could have started with the money he had for sure.
So,
and I emphasize on the had.
And I think he was trying to, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was $300K, but we'll go into that later. So would you send your children, if he was to open a school, would you send your children to Dr. Umar's school?
No.
But you said it had a really good curriculum.
Yeah, the curriculum, but it's just,
So why?
No, I wouldn't.
Was that amazing curriculum you said? He making all those, why wouldn't you send your kids?
Oh, it seems like it's another one of them charter schools people trying to come up off of. I'm not going to go into all the details, the names of the who's and the hows. But about a little bit over 10 years ago, me and a frat brother of mine, we constructed a business plan for a charter school. While he was teaching and working on doing his stuff as a counselor, he had showed this business plan to someone. And then someone else, the person he showed it to, had someone come in behind them and take that business plan and start an actual charter school. Had they followed the budget guidelines and everything that I put into the business plan, the school would have been a success, but they didn't. They just took the money and mismanaged it, balled out like they always do, and the school got shut down in less than a year. Mm. This is kind of what it seemed like to me when I saw it, and that's why I would let my kid go there, because I don't want to waste time going through the enrollment phase. And if you're a parent, you got to come to all that paperwork, you got to do all this stuff. Then they start going to school and it gets closed down because the administration isn't properly fit to manage it. Dr. Umar is a PhD, which means he's a person that's full of facts that's not being applied to real life. So I wouldn't trust him to manage a school like that. But he's a wealth of information for sure.
Oh, so that would be your only. So me personally, I wouldn't send my kids to Dr. Umar's school. I fear those things as well, that you like mismanagement money and, but I ask myself, do I want my kids being taught about being woke from Dr. Umar?
Yeah, that was the other part. Yeah, I didn't get to go there.
That's strictly why I wouldn't send my kids to Dr. Umar's school.
Yeah, we don't need no more wokies.
And I'll also ask, since we're talking about that, do you think that his school would they would have an all-black staff, and it would be blacks? Would it be a blacks-only school, like it's staff and students?
Yeah, I think he'd probably have all-black staff. Would that make it successful? I would say no. I don't think it's best to have all-black staff, especially if they ain't qualified. When you start doing that, then we start entering into the buddy system, or it's my buddy, I'm putting on my nigga.
So would you say is it okay to have like blacks only school? Like
that's racist.
No whites.
That's low key. That's what they call racism. That's everybody reference. If it was a school and they said no blacks allowed, everybody would call that racism. So if we're going to be fair and honest and just people, we have to look at this from all angles and accept the fact that, yes, that is kind of a form of racism, like everybody complain about, if we're going to complain about them doing it to us, what sense does it make for us to do that to them? You don't got to call a school all black to make it all black, if that makes sense. If you wanted to be majority black people, just do things and market to that demographic of people like they do and make it how they want it. You know what I'm saying? This is simple.
Okay, so
simple.
Off that racist. I don't even believe that word really. But do you think he stole the funds that he raised?
What do you mean by steal?
Do you think he
took the money and used it for what he said?
Do you think he raised the money and spent it on stuff he liked?
Yes. Yes, I can definitely see that. I can see that. Yeah, I definitely think he took the money, bought himself a Benz.
So they say, I think his goal was $300,000.
That's not enough to me.
So
that's like a regular charter school.
Just a little quick Google. I think Yahoo Finance reported that he raised $1 million.
That's pretty good.
So $1 million is enough to get you off the ground and start. I understand its expenses, teachers' salaries.
I was just about to start calculating some numbers.
Yeah, but you start small.
And you work your way up. Yeah.
So maybe you only have 20 students.
With 300,000, that's all you think about this. How many people would you need to run that school if you just had 20 students? You need some principals. You need maybe assistant principal. Might need assistant principal.
Assistant principal.
So 75,
3
50,
or 4 teachers.
That's 125,000 right there, probably. Mm-hmm. Or it could be 100,000. You just pay them 50,000 a piece. Then you got a teacher that you're paying 50,000. So
are you a teacher?
Yeah, and that's 150,000 right there. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So you need at least to start a charter school with like a few teachers. You probably need a couple million to pay for all the overhead, insurance, supplies. At 300,000 just ain't enough. That's enough to cover one group of students.
And are you are you charging tuition for kids? Because if so, that covers some of that.
Yeah, you would have to. Mm-hmm. No, you would have to charge tuition. It can't be a free public school because there's not enough money to sustain the school. You have to get a teacher that's retired. They don't care about money no more.
So what could you imagine Dr. Umar buying with these funds, like for his personal?
Some statues. some woke, some more of that woke. That's
what I'm about to say. I imagine about like custom dashikis. I remember this dude got a closet full of crazy dashikis.
Yeah, man.
With bedazzled, some
all
Philadelphia Eagles,
some throwback Philly, you know what I'm saying? Nigga probably bought the Rocky Balboa gloves,
throwback Philadelphia Eagles.
Got him a Randall Cunningham jersey.
Made it to dashiki, custom dashiki.
They got the dashiki on the eagle all woke and shit.
They got the kente cloth on the Eagles mascot. I can't imagine. He probably got like kente cloth inside his Benz.
Ooh wee. Yeah, man. But like I said, man, he a PhD for real. A lot of PhDs, that curriculum that you go through in them programs, you do a lot of fact searching, a lot of research and stuff like that to get those degrees. That's what comes with it. And not all people who go through that process just use it for just academic purposes. Some people are able to take that research and those numbers and those facts and those stats and put them into real life, which is what you suppose, which to me, in my opinion, is what you should be doing with the information anyway. Why take it? Just say, oh, I got this, I got that publication, and you see me on her, you see me on that. But what are you doing in real life? How is it changing the community that you live in? Or how is it affecting the population of people that you're researching? How is it impacting them positively? Who have you given it to so they can take it and create solutions to everyday problems?
So do you think that although it's likely that he may have mismanaged these funds raised for the school, maybe he fell upon hard times, whatever.
Yeah.
Do you think he should be dismissed for not if he never opens a school? Because I think he still claims it's going to open. Mm-hmm. How many years do you give someone before open do it? Like, when's the deadline? Is it 10, 20? Like, when do we stop believing?
Man, we stopped believing what he did. We gonna give you the benefit of the doubt, Dr. Umar.
No.
I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. You're gonna get some type of school. It may not be that astronaut school.
I feel like you shouldn't even announce it until you got the funds and say,
I wouldn't.
We raised enough funds. This is when we're opening the school. It's like you're aiming for a school. It's like I see a vacant building, be like, I want to open a gym there. It's like that speaking into existence doesn't work until you start applying.
What's that? Faith without works is dead.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's what speaking stuff into existence. That's having faith, having the belief that it's possible. Now, on the flip side of it, do you have the belief that you can put the work in to do it?
Yeah,
because it's a lot of stuff you got to do to get that off.
Yeah, it's not, and I don't know if his intentions are bad.
I don't know either.
Yeah, it's not, and I'm not saying they're good either.
Because I don't know him personally. I'm not there. I'm not behind the scenes. So this is not to knock Dr. Umar down, but damn, we going on what? Year number 8?
No, it ain't
10?
been 8 years.
Huh?
It's been 8 years? It's been a long time. That's
5,
6, 8, 10, 12.
Man, I feel like it's been like 8. I feel like I heard about the school in 2014.
You might have, maybe.
I feel like it's been more than 5 years. So
yeah, that's why, when do we stop believing them and be like, hey, man, come on, just stop talking about it. Like, you ain't opening no school.
And it's cool. We ain't.
If you're not, that's okay. You just, it didn't work this time. You failed. We all fail at some things. And, give it another shot when you got your business in order. So let me ask, do you think being woke is stressful?
Very stressful. Being woke, man, let me tell you something. I'm gonna think of something I'd rather do than be woke. I'd rather just run into a brick wall. At least I can get up and go tend to my wounds and be done with that situation instead of trying to be woke. Being woke, you're dealing with constant problems.
And I asked that because Dr. Umar is considered woke, right?
Yeah, he's super woke.
And I can imagine how stressful it is having to be pretend like all black mother, sister, queen of the earth. And it's like, this girl's out here living crazy. And you out here calling everybody kings and queens, and then they're robbing people. It's like to pretend. Well, I would say it's pretending, but I would imagine living like that is really stressful because I've lived that way.
You're gonna be broke.
Yeah.
Being woke is gonna make you broke.
Well, Dr. Umar's probably not broke because he raised reportedly one.
Well, what I'm saying is, the wokes be the brokes, and Umar, he's one of them people. It's like the woke community, and I think y'all all wonderful people deep down inside, but the stuff y'all doing externally, is holding you back, financially and spiritually. And I'm speaking on that from a personal perspective, and the reason that is because you're dealing with too many problems that have nothing to do with making money for you and your community, and more importantly, your fucking family. Being woke has nothing to do with business, has nothing to do with economics. It's just a bunch of people complaining about the same people. They don't even think about them.
Yeah, you excuse me. It seems like, because I used to be woke myself.
Yeah, for real.
And it seems most woke people are running in the victim Olympics, including me. I used to run in it too. I used to be in first place.
For real.
I don't know. I no longer run that race.
Yeah,
but
I lost. Yeah. I caught a cramp and I had to get to the side.
Out. Yeah.
I'm out the game.
So let me ask you this, my final question. Do you think Dr. Umar is related to Frederick Douglass?
Man.
So I know you heard.
I have no idea.
How would you find that out?
Man, one of them through one of them what's some things you use?
21andMe.
Ancestry.com. That's the people that you against. You know, the HOTEP is against those organizations or institutions. Those are racially charged institutions where the white man is running it and he's collecting all the data from you and he's taking it, and the white man is disrupting the family and the black family and the white man.
They're like, Frederick Douglass, my great, second, third, fourth, fifth cousin.
Shit, me too. See, y'all ain't know I related to Booker T. Nobody knew that, but yeah, like on down the line, on my mama's cousins, her neighbor knew somebody, and they used to play ball together. They used to play a little racquetball, you know, after work. And cricket. So, yeah, they played cricket. And so Booker T and them ended up hooking up, and they linked up, and they made a baby, and that baby ended up being like a good friend of my mom's grandma's dog's owner, grocery man, the mailman next door.
So what do you think the relevance of him mentioning that? Why would you
clout, man? HOTEP and woke community is all about clout, G. Matter of fact, let's just talk about black culture. Black culture is probably one of the, I don't want to say the biggest clout chasing culture, but we chase a lot of clout in black culture for the wrong reasons. We don't chase actual success and measure results. We chase clouts. I'm flossing on you. I'm styling on you. I know more. I name dropping. Now, this ain't a part of just black culture. Everybody drop name for stuff like that. But it's obvious this is a clout chasing thing to me. It seems like and the fact that it's overly mentioned.
Do you think it's to make what he says? You think it strengthen his, some people might think what he says to strengthen his words more valid as far as his wokeness, like speaking to the black community, like that nigga related to Frederick Douglass.
What? Absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he done split some draws off some people for that, for being related to Frederick Douglass. Because as we know, woke men are usually they looking to get up in some some trim, and they manipulating women who are looking for more, in spirituality and in their life, and they say, "Come on, what's up, queen?" I'm kidding. We done already told y'all on 3 different episodes. If a nigga calling you queen, he trying to get in between.
Yeah. And I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know this man personally, but I can almost bet he in them streets trying.
Man, I know he all the woke fools.
Not so many of these women down on tour. That's probably what he go on tour for. Just see how many hoes he can knock down. Sister Mother Queen, thank you for coming today. My hotel is room 2.
Come on over. Let's talk. Close your eyes and take off your shirt. Yeah. Take your drawers off and just slide them to your ankles.
Let me enlighten you.
Let me show you about this. See, did you know that premarital sex is one of the key ways to eliminate black oppression? Did you know that the first woman in the Black History movement, they was giving it up? And did you know that this man, Jesus, had 13 wives?
The Black King is meant to spread his seeds amongst many queens.
Come on, man. Man.
Yeah, man. So, my 2 cents, I'll end y'all with this. Do I think Dr. Umar will ever start his school? I'll say no. Do I think his intentions were to start a school? I don't know. Hopefully he had good intentions to start a school. But from the outside looking in on what I read and see, it looks like he had no intentions to start a school, or it looks like he's maybe in over his head.
One of the two.
It's one of the two, but I'm leaning towards he had no intentions and it was just a money grab. But
I feel like he just over his head. To me, the idea, it was so brilliant. I was like, man, to me, that idea, I would say, for his idea, I would think he would need at least 20, 30, 40, $50 million to get it going like the right way, to have it really going. I would think that you would have to have at least that much money because of the curriculum, the level of curriculum you're teaching. You got to have the right resources.
And when do you start contributing your own money instead of asking for donation handouts?
If you ain't got no money.
He has some type of money he tours and people pay to see him talk.
Mm-hmm.
So when do you start contributing what you make into that school? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
why does it all come from donations from people? When do you contribute what you earn? Because it's something you said you want to contribute to the community. That's how you show with your dollars. Right. Not just our dollars, your dollars too.
Yeah, your dollars matter.
Yeah, so...
now, you ain't going to put no money in the pot. What the hell I look like putting some money in it? Yeah. That sound even sound right.
And not to say you need to contribute $1 million in
but you should be able to get it started with your shit.
You need at least 200 up in there from the pot, from your money.
File the LLC or something. Mm-hmm. Get the organization on paper first.
I mean, he's probably done that. That's the small step.
I wish I took some time to look that up because I'd be interested to know if he really did.
Yeah. So, I don't think he's ever going to start it. I give him about 5 more years to be like, officially be like, oh, he done scammed us. But I ain't gonna say us because my kids will never go to a school like that. But
scam y'all.
Yeah, scam
y'all, man. But man, I got mad love and respect for Dr. Umar. I just hate that this is the country we live in where people do shit like this. They scam you off of children saying, oh, you're using the children to run your message and run your play through the children. And you acting like you care that much where you ready to start this forward-thinking, innovative school, and everybody ain't trying to do it like that, unfortunately. Everybody's heart isn't in the right place, And if you got to use this school as a means of making money and stuff like that, it's just like, come on, man. Like, you wasting your talents and your gifts that God's blessed you with.
Yeah. Yeah, he could be doing so much more.
He's a very brilliant dude. He got a lot of information. I'm just like, we need to be taking this information and creating programs around the information that you dropping. Like, if you're going to drop all this knowledge and all this information on wax, what are you doing outside of that? Like, how is this stuff really stop you from... Ain't he from Philly?
I think so.
Ain't he from Philly? Where they kill him every day almost?
The violence.
Do you remember the Labor Day weekend shootings out there?
Yeah.
Ain't he from Philly? Yeah, I'm just saying, man, like, Dr. Umar should be out there. He should be he should be the meteor man of that area.
In that area, yeah.
Every black man should turn into Meteor Man. And if you ain't seen Meteor Man, I'm going to play you a clip. YouTube, don't suspend this video because it's a good one. We might get monetized this joint. But black men, you got to become Meteor Man for your neighborhood. And you got to stand up against these thugs. And tell them, somebody got beat.
It's hard to do that when you don't think that's the problem.
Damn.
So it's like, that's not even something that's crossing your mind when
you're
don't think that's the problem.
Yeah, niggas don't want to be Meteor Man. They the nigga with the hiding with the groceries in the window, looking out the
window.
They
the Golden Lords too, because they think they cool. They think the Golden Lords
they think that shit tight.
Golden Lords.
Until it's your kid out there that you or it's a bullet in your stomach, and you like, oh my God, where the help? Anyway, I mean, because they will. And another thing, man, like Dr. Umar is like probably one of the most intelligent people. And I know for a fact, if he seen this video, he would subscribe, he would like, and he would comment, and he would share this. That's what you need to do. Okay. If you try to be woke and you think you woke, comment, like, subscribe, share. I don't care. We support black hair. The bars, they endless. They endless, yo.
Yeah.
I'm not a kinesiologist. Yeah. I know how the body moves, but I can't tell you, the nuts and bolts of kinesiology. So that's one thing that you have to be able to do is learn who does have that knowledge and learn how to, access it from or extract that from.
And to add to that, that's even after you have to recognize it first. So you might not even know till you're 40. Some people recognize it earlier, some people recognize it later. So just to add to that little comment you said.
Can you repeat that question? I want to make sure I answer this question correctly.
Surrounded by depression, no niggas in wheelchairs used to tease me about my sneaks. That shit was weak, then I met a man who ain't had no feet. Shit get deep, stop complaining about the small shit. Let's catch a vibe, smoking Zaza with my tribe, sipping Bella with my guys. I've been vibing with my kids. That's precious. Build the bear for blessing. Norges Coco Melon, that's the closest thing to heaven if you ask me. I stay ready for the war.